Hey guys, welcome back here to Advanced Bass Fishing, and appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check out the episode today. Hey guys, today we're going to have a talk about WD-40 on your fishing lures. This is a long-held belief that this is an fish attractant. You know, people use WD-40 just like scent. I'm going to give you guys sort of my opinion on this thing, and we're going to have a little bit of a talk on scent overall. So we're going to dig into that in today's episode here. And also, guys, speaking of scent, the scent that I'm going to recommend after I get through the WD-40 is this Baitpop, guys. If you want something that really works and definitely will get you some more bites, guys, try a tube of this Baitpop. I'll have it linked in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. It's got amino acids in it. It's got real fish. Stays on your bait, you know, for forever once you put it on there. It's like a paste that you rub on. Comes in a bunch of different flavors and different type of glitter, colors on there. So I just rub it just on my bait like that. You know, it leaves some glitter on there along with the scent. So you can get that again in my Tackle Warehouse link in this video. I really appreciate that. Okay, guys, I want to talk a little bit about the WD-40. Ever since I was, started bass fishing back in the early '80s. I have heard this, it's not a myth, but I've heard people talking about that they use WD-40 on their lures. And I did a video on it a couple of years ago on one of my other channels, and you can't believe how many people messaged me and say that they actually squirt WD-40 on their lures, and they had people that do it, and it really works. Now, I'm not really sure what the deal is with this, because some people tell me that there's fish oil in this. I'm not really sure. Let me look and see the ingredients in it here. I don't even know if it's got the ingredients listed in it. Yeah, it may not, but somebody told me that they saw the formula for this, and there's some fish oil in it. I don't know what it is. So I'm not recommending putting WD-40 on your lures because that could get in the water. But nevertheless, there's something about it that seems to be appealing to fish. Now, let's talk a little bit about that in general as far as, the scent and things that attract bass as far as scent goes. Something is definitely up to that. And I don't know what it is, and I talk about this quite a bit in my videos. There is a reality to scent in lures. I am a firm believer that scent will help get you more bites. I can guarantee you that without a doubt. Because, we've talked about this a little before over the past month or so. That one study that I read, they say that bass have a better sense of smell than a dog. And I don't know if I believe that or not, because if that was true, if they could smell that good, then they would never bite like a plastic worm or a jig or something like that, because they could just swim up to it. And, a dog can tell immediately if something's food or not. You've seen dogs sniffing around the ground, and there can be something that's food or not food, and they can pick it up just like that. But nevertheless, they do have a sense of smell. And that's one of the reasons that a bass will bite a something live, like a crawdad or a minnow or a frog. They'll bite it every time over something artificial, even if it looks exactly like it. I mean, there are some crawdad facsimiles, and there's some frog facsimiles, and there's some threadfin shad facsimiles that look exactly like a dang threadfin shad, and they won't bite it. For example, let me show you something here. This swim bait right here, you tell me that doesn't look like a gizzard shad in the water. That thing looks almost exactly like a gizzard shad, yet I can't hardly get a fish to bite this thing. And if you put a wounded gizzard shad right next to this thing, they're gonna hit that wounded gizzard shad every single time over this, artificial glide bait. So therefore, I'm a firm believer that bass can smell. So it behooves you, and it will definitely help you to use scent on your lures. Now, the scent that you use, everybody's got their own confidence scent. There's a bunch of them, different ones on the market. Again, some people like WD-40, other people like, more commercially made, fish scents like I was talking about with the Baitpop. But one of the things I would suggest, guys, is get in the habit of using scent on your bait, especially on your slower baits. Now, your reaction baits, like your spinner baits and your crank baits and jerk baits and something like that, since they do trigger a reaction strike, probably not as important. It couldn't hurt it though, because guys, in a tournament situation, I'll put this stuff on my jerk baits and my crank baits just as an extra edge. But the ones that you really want to focus in on, guys, are your slow baits. anything like, just anything like a jig like this. Because, if you got a jig or something laying on the bottom like that, and we've talked about this before, this is what happens. Very rarely will this jig fall down to the bottom and hit the bottom, and a bass just comes over and pounces on it. Most of the time, the jig will be falling down, or a worm or something like that, and it gets the attention of the fish, and that fish comes swimming over to it like that, and then it swims up and it'll go all around and look at it. Sometimes it'll even put its nose right against the bait, maybe trying to get a smell for it. And if you've got some scent on there, you're a lot more apt to get that fish to hit that bait than if you don't have scent on there. You're really fooling a bass that is probably not the most aware if they do bite it without scent. Now, some of the soft plastics have salt on it. Maybe that can act as a scent, but nevertheless, it helps to add scent on a bait for sure. So that is my recommendation, guys. Just sort of get in the habit of it. And a lot of people, they get in this rut where maybe they get lazy or something and they don't keep the scent on there. But I think that if you experiment with it, and if you spend go fishing for the next, your next 5 or 10 trips, and use scent throughout the course of the day, all day long. It's like put it on every 15 or 20 minutes all day, and then go on 5 or 10 trips without using any scent whatsoever, and try to draw a correlation. I have seen a distinct correlation in the amount of bites that I get. I'm not talking about you're gonna notice like a gigantic difference in it, but you will notice, I think, probably about a 10 to 15% increase in the number of strikes that you will actually get, especially in the slow bait. So anyway, guys, that's my 2 cents with it. Hope it helps you all out. We'll talk later.